the hour. Time to take a closer look at the tropics across parts of the Atlantic Basin. Still have two systems, both systems looking a little bit healthier today. Maria is now back to a hurricane, and Lee has just become the fifth major hurricane in the Atlantic Basin this year, which is a remarkable feat considering Lee was pretty much history earlier about this time last week and just kind of regenerated in the open waters of the Atlantic. Let's first off talk about Maria, much closer to land. Good news here, the worst of it is offshore. Here's the coastline of North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Norfolk area there near the top of your screen, and they are still dealing with tropical storm force winds right along the outer banks of North Carolina. That's going to be an issue for the rest of the afternoon time frame as this continues to kind of slowly move its way off towards the north. It is still anticipated to make a big turn towards the east as we get into Thursday. In fact, it'll likely weaken back to a tropical storm by Thursday morning and then just kind of fall apart as it continues to zip its way across parts of the North Atlantic. So we're almost done talking with Maria, and thank goodness, because this is the same system that caused all sorts of the devastation, and unfortunately we're still dealing with in the areas of Puerto Rico. Computer models also in very high agreement here that this system is going to continue to pull away from the United States and head out to sea. So the end of Maria is now in the picture. Let's show you an update on Lee. This is now a major hurricane. Again, the fifth one we've had so far this season. 2017 is going to go down as a very active year in the Atlantic Basin. Winds are now up to 115 miles an hour, moving to the northwest at 7. Pressure at 963 millibars. Good news with Lee, it looks very good. It's a very small, compact hurricane. The hurricane wind field only extends about 35 miles or so, so this is not a monster by any means, and it's staying out in the open waters of the Atlantic, just mainly impacting shipping lanes. It will gradually weaken as we head over the next several days, eventually down to a Category 1 storm as we get into Friday. And very similar to Maria, it will also zip its way up into parts of the North Atlantic heading towards the weekend. But because Lee has become so strong, it may be several days before we eventually are done talking about Lee. And that's about it in the tropics. You can see there's Lee, there's Maria. Some indications by some computer models, something may try to get going in kind of this area right here, but we don't have any high agreement on that at this point, and likely anything that were to get going would likely not occur until next week. So at this point,